in the Second World War on the process of decolonization in Africa. What would have happened if we can try to imagine to Africa if Nazism had won?
It contributed a lot, I can say. Now, if Nazism had won, I can't even imagine. But I imagine, people did not respect black people. Even today it continues. Black people have always been labeled as subhuman. Some actually saw us as animals. You've heard the stories of colonization, of slavery. Black people were tortured, displayed in cages like wild animals in Europe and so on. Black people were castrated to prevent them from even having offspring. Black people were treated as less than animals. You know that. In Congo, cardboard was considered more valuable than black skin. They preferred to dry rubber on black people's skin rather than pay for cardboard to dry the rubber. Black people have suffered a lot. So slavery for centuries and centuries, colonization. This war, you see, they came and took our ancestors without their consent. They sent them to the slaughter on the front lines. And when they returned, you heard what happened in Senegal. When they tried to claim their money, they were killed. That is to say, they do not consider black people. And yet they went to fight alongside so-called allies who treated them like that. But imagine if Nazism had won. It would have been a disaster. So that's why I say it was a fight that had to be fought. It was utter madness in the world. It was a fight that had to be fought, and Africa took part. And today we can say thank you, because the people who made the greatest sacrifice were the Soviet people. No one lost as many people, no one experienced as much destruction during the war as the Soviet people. So we are grateful, and I think it was necessary for the world to be as it is today, and for Africa to be able to hope to carry on as well.
Thank you very much for your answer. Mr. President, you recently declared that Burkina Faso will be the graveyard of terrorism. Are you setting concrete deadlines to completely defeat it? And how do you see Russia's future assistance regarding this, one of the main pillars of the Russia-Burkina Faso partnership?
I said that because in Burkina Faso, we are working on the fact that today there are many criminals being recruited to come and fight in Burkina Faso. This is not terrorism. I don't even know how to describe it. It's criminality. These are bandits who have been armed by the imperialists to destabilize us, to keep us in a state of perpetual war, and to exploit us. And so, as I said, we are working to make Burkina Faso the graveyard of terrorism. When someone is recruited to come and fight in Burkina, it should be so that they would rather commit suicide. And that will happen, because they equip them, they train them, and they give them technology, these criminals. But we are constantly adapting. Right now, we are in a rather unique phase. They have acquired new technologies, new combat techniques, and so on, thanks to the support of these imperialists. Now that we have studied the situation, and we are going to respond immediately to all of this. So you will see, terrorism will come to an end. I don't want to set a deadline, but terrorism will end, and very soon, as quickly as we possibly can. And from Russia, all we are really asking for is mainly intellectual support. Help with intellectual training for our military industry, which we need to develop, and help to train young people in everything we can develop to confront this war. This is the part that interests us the most.
And more specifically, what materials or perhaps what equipment interests you the most?
First of all, I want to say thank you. Because Russia is one of the few countries in the world that has provided us with military equipment to help us fight this war. So that is significant. Apart from Russia and China, there is no one else. Otherwise, it's even worse elsewhere. There, we want to pay, but they refuse to sell to us. But now, they have understood that we are at war. Russia is also conducting its special operation. We know it's not easy, but if, despite that, they were able to provide equipment and come to give it to Burkina Faso, I think that's already very important. But as I said, Russia is also helping to train us. For everything we purchase, Russian soldiers train Burkinabe soldiers on how to use this equipment and all that. But we want to continue developing our own military industry, the support of Russia, which I would say is far ahead of the world when it comes to weaponry. So we need to have this close collaboration so that we can make progress in our war.
Thank you very much.